So how does this work? We're going to go through a process of cleaning out all the different things. So your detoxification organs in your body, lymph system, right? I heard a woman once say, the female breast is a toxic sponge. So a woman's breast tissue has an affinity for most of these fat-soluble toxins. And they build up in the breasts. And so it's not too big of a surprise that we're seeing ever-increasing amounts of breast cancer. And so, we can say, hey, we're getting treatments, getting better and better, but it's like, to me, it's like, well, I'm kind of like okay with that. Not good, but it's still not dealing with the problem. Just because you're getting better at scooping babies out of the river doesn't mean you shouldn't run upstream and find out who the hell's throwing them in. You know what I mean? But all the science is on how to treat it, not how to prevent it. So, these run for the cures and all these ladies that wear their little pink ribbon things, I'm glad you survived up to this point. But that stuff pisses me off. Yeah. It just really, it's inappropriate. I think it sets the wrong tone. Plus all the bias and money and graft and greed in it is disgusting. So what's the other ones? The liver I already mentioned. The liver also is what produces cholesterol, and it makes the cholesterol from sugar, not from fat. So doing a low-fat diet won't do anything to your cholesterol, because most of those things, they replace the fat with what? Sugar. High fructose corn syrup, right? The gut is a primary detoxification line. It's where actually it's not supposed to be. It's supposed to be a recycling plant. That's what it's supposed to be, is so that you recycle certain nutrients and water and stuff back in the system. But it will act as a detoxifier for a while. But this is also likely why we're seeing higher and higher and higher rates of things like Crohn's disease and irritable bowel syndrome and ulcerative colitis and all these different things. I'm telling you, I've been doing this a long time. You go back 20 years ago, you rarely met people with that. Now, it seems like everybody's got it. It's crazy. And everyone's just kind of going, well, things are as they've always been. We're just better at diagnosing it. And it's like, really? I don't think so. Lymphatic system, right? So that part plays into the breast, which is why they strip out all the lymph nodes, right? The lymphatic system, the skin is also part of that. So if you're seeing a lot of these things, the liver spots, you're seeing the things like acne, you're seeing the things like the cysts, you're seeing these lipomas and stuff like that showing up in the subdermal space. Those are all signs that that part of your system is getting blown out. It's getting overtaxed. Okay? And by the time it shows it, you've been overtaxed for a while. You see? The kidneys also are not supposed to be filters. The kidneys are designed to balance your osmolarity, right? But when you have a pool and you put too much chlorine in it, you can't pick the little molecules out. So you have to do what to dilute the water, to dilute it? You have to either to drain the pool, right? That would be the effective way to do it. But what's the problem with draining a pool, right? They tell you with the built-in pool, the only time you drain it is when what? When you repair it. Because you will for sure crack it if you drain it. So it's kind of like the body. Yeah, you can do extreme things, but you're going to cause some pretty significant side damage doing it. No, what you do is you dilute it by adding more water in. So this is why we bloat up. And it's because if you've got a certain amount of toxic load, the body will retain water. We've all experienced it, right? You ate too much at El Torito, the next day you can't get your ring off. So the body will retain fluids in order to dilute the poison in it. So what we do is we go, here's a diuretic, a water pill, and we pee off all that water. What just happened to your toxicity levels? They just went up. Now, I'm not saying you mess with that, right? If you've already caused so much damage that now you need the water pill or you're going to blow an artery and that'll kill you suddenly, sometimes we just got to deal with it, right? It's a lesser of two evils. But kid you not, that does not create health. Kid you not. You are causing other damage doing that because you're raising your toxicity levels. And your body's in this struggle like, wait a minute, I'm trying to do what's right, but you keep throwing this thing in here that's making me pee more. So that's an example of that system as well. So the detox system is designed to work with all of those. Now the important part of this, I already kind of talked about the benefits. Let's skip this part. Here's some examples, here's Tom. Tom's cholesterol is at 263. By the end of the program, 21 days later, it was at 178. Okay, without taking any statins. Okay? Here's Megan's. Hers was at 344 with a triglyceride level of 787. Look, the triglycerides are 100% due to sugar. 100% due to sugar, not fat. Okay? Pasta, bread. Now what about whole grains? Whole grains are still 80% sugar by weight. No, we're supposed to eat whole grains. Says who? The USDA that gets kickback monies from tax subsidies that create... Really? I mean, do we really need to go there? Why do you believe what you believe? I'm telling you, chemically, 80% sugar by weight. So, 344, cholesterol at the end, 182. No statins. Triglycerides, 787, 21 days later, 108. Now, these aren't typical, but these are possibilities. Okay? Here's John's. Cholesterol is 230, triglycerides 145 at the end, cholesterol 185, triglycerides 85. All by doing naturally healing things with all of the other effects. Could he have gotten these same kind of results taking Lipitor? Yeah, probably. But he probably also would have got all the side effects of Lipitor. Like insanity, Alzheimer's, dementia, paresthesias, muscle wasting, spontaneous tendon ruptures, like, I don't know why my rotator cuff blew. I mean, I don't actually ever do anything with it. So, there's some people that raise their hands. You can ask them about a detox program.